Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcast on the Rocks, episode 190. We're back this week to talk about pop culture things that interest us. And sometimes there's whiskey. My name is John, and as always, I'm joined by Andrea. How's it going?
Good. I love your choice of attire tonight. Cool Batman
Oh, thanks.
logo.
Yep. Always representing
It's
Batman Forever.
full Riddler. I didn't
Yep.
notice that. I thought it was like the encircled logo, but no, I like it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have far too many T-shirts, yet I still sit and like hold on to some that I should just wear, but for fear of wearing them out, I sometimes don't. So yeah,
Are you afraid you won't be able to replace them when they're gone?
yeah, definitely. I mean,
Sure.
there was certainly a time when you weren't finding Batman Forever or Batman and Robin T-shirts or hats or whatever, and I wouldn't take for granted that that day could go. Those the films have had a nostalgic resurgence, so
Yes.
that won't last forever. But
No, you just gotta buy
anyways,
like
yes,
a nice
thank
backup
you.
stack.
I know, yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of like backup stock, we're gonna kind of go back and just talk about what we've been consuming here, because it's been a minute since we've had the regular podcast, and we've definitely watched a few things or played a few things or whatever, and we'll see what that is, and discuss them a little bit, give our thoughts. Be a chill stream, but
It will.
chill, nice welcome back stream, and that'll be it. It'll be fun. Speaking of
Works
fun,
for me.
drinking is fun, Andrea. Drinking can be fun. What should we be drinking today or this month or whatever?
Yes, there is something on order today, but also, running back, there's quite a fair few options running from mid to end August and the beginning of September. So bear with me as we go through them, and you can tell me if you've taken your pick of one of these or trying something else. I will tell you, I am celebrating one of these. So TBD.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
Right. All the way nearly back a month, August 16th, it was National Rum Day. On the 18th, Pinot Noir Day. On the 25th, Whiskey Sour Day. Cheers to my old favorite. It was a double holiday on August 28th, but really was it, because it's basically the same thing. It is National Red Wine Day and also Cabernet Sauvignon Day. So I don't know who decided that was to be celebrated together, but yeah, low effort there. And then to close out August on the 30th, it was National Mai Tai Day, which is a little bit more unique and fun.
Sure.
And then to kick us off, September, there is a double celebration for the month of September, and they are two very different, but things that I enjoy. So I'm going to enjoy September. It is Bourbon Heritage Month, and it is also California Wine Month. So if you're feeling like either of those things all month long, you have an excuse to celebrate and drink either of your pick. And then also moving from, more American focused alcohols to something wildly different. On the 1st, it was also Australian Craft Gin Day, which I remember discussing last year and saying that I wanted to try that, and I still haven't.
Yeah.
So it's my annual reminder to get on that, because I don't think craft gin when I think Australia, but maybe I should. Who knows? And then, to close out the last two for September, we have National Beer Lovers Day, which was on the 7th. And today, should you be celebrating of the moment, it is International Canned Cocktail Day.
Okay.
So
that last one's got to be sort of a more recent edition.
Yes. I believe there was maybe something last year, um, that was like an illusion. But yeah, now canned cocktails are definitely a very recent phenomena. So I'm sure that
Hmm.
one's, if not new this year, possibly was just added last year or so.
Sure. Well, what are you celebrating then?
It is a recent holiday, though not today's holiday, sadly. Um, I am celebrating National Beer Lovers Day.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Excellent. And your
Yes,
pick of
unusual.
beer
I'm not
is? Yeah.
yeah, I'm not usually grabbing a brew, but I figured it was appropriate given that it was National Beer Lovers Day. So recently we're going to be partaking in this beverage soon for Oktoberfest.
Indeed.
And then also, I did want to give a shout out because this particular beer is quite special. It's brewed at Barrel Theory, and they do. One of my friends and his dad's used to go to Barrel Theory all the time before Wild Games. And that was like their favorite brewery in St. Paul. And unfortunately, my friend's father passed away due to
Mm.
ALS. But every year he collaborates with Barrel Theory and they brew a beer in his honor. And
Wow.
so I went and purchased a crowler of that beer. Their flavor this year is called Blue for Lou, and it's a blueberry fruited cheesecake sour. Hope I got that right.
Okay.
Yes, I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to my friend. Well, I thought it was a blueberry sour and then it said blueberry cheesecake specifically. So I was like, Andrea, get it right, get it right, get it right.
Sure.
So yeah,
Excellent.
just wanted
Okay. So
to
have you had it
give a shout out
before?
to my friend. And yeah, this is the first time I am trying it. They had like a celebration for it coming out on tap, and I sadly wasn't able to go, but I grabbed a crowler, so wanted to raise a
Nice.
glass in his honor.
Very nice. Cheers. You got the
Yes, it
fancy
is good.
stein with it. Good mug. Excellent.
I know because Oktoberfest is coming up, so I couldn't not have
Hmm.
the Stein.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I was, if I was a betting man, I would have said, "Oh, it's going to be a red wine."
Yes. Yeah, it feels like fall, so it felt like either like a nice deep red wine or a bourbon night, but yeah, like I said, I wanted to give a shout out on National Beer Lovers Day to Barrel Theory and my friend who brews excellent beer in his collaborations with them. So, cheers.
Cool. I almost convinced myself to grab a little bourbon because of the month here, but I didn't.
Yes.
I have delicious body armor, body armor
Delicious.
light with collagen and creatine in it. So good stuff.
Yes. All
So
the
thank
body
you for
needs.
holding up the proper end of the bargain here.
Well,
So
it just felt like there were so many to choose from that, how could I not? John.
right, yeah. Okay, well, drinks aside, if you're enjoying one as well, let us know what your pick is. Otherwise, let's get into our picks for the last couple weeks here
Mhm.
of television and movies. What's been keeping you entertained, Andrea?
I feel sad because it's been a much shorter list than the litany of drinks I just ran through. Um, but yeah, uh, I have run through several TV shows, started a TV show that has just come back, and then watched a couple movies. One, more of note that we'll be discussing later in Superman. Um, which big news today that just came out that they're already into a sequel, and that's going to be coming out 2027. I did not realize that turnaround was going to be so immediate.
For a Superman movie?
Yeah, it was. I was just looking at it.
Because Supergirl
Where did it
is
go?
maybe next year.
Yeah. Superman Man of
Supergirl, Woman of
Tomorrow
Tomorrow.
is slotted. Stop it,
Wait,
you.
no, because
Yeah. Superman Man of Tomorrow.
who says this? Because
Green
so
Ranch
they're naming
and
it the
James
same as.
Gunn.
Okay, so
His
they're
next
doing
DCU.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and then Superman, Man of Tomorrow.
I guess so. He just announced that his next Chapter 1 movie is Man of Tomorrow. This project is set to go into theaters July 9th, 2027.
Okay, 2027. Okay, so we got
Yeah,
2 years.
that's what I said.
Okay. Oh, is it? Okay.
But
That was 26, you
yeah.
said.
No, they're filming in 2026.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, it's
that's
still like a quick, it's a
It
quick turnaround.
It's like they used to do, like a Bond movie. Would it be every 2 years? They'd make it happen.
Yep.
And okay, that's if they kind of plotted out something a little bit, maybe some sort of trilogy or some sort of overall thing or whatever. That could be good because then you get, let people forget it for too long.
Yeah.
It's like there's going to be a lot of people when they come back to the Batman Part 2. It's gonna be like part 2. Where's the part 1? Oh yeah, that one. It's gonna be a. So okay.
That's a little bit how I feel. I don't know why I was kind of out of the blue reminded of this the other day, but it's kind of how I feel about House of the Dragon because they're taking so long between seasons. I'm just going to be like, wait, what?
Sure.
Yeah. And if you do it right, like great. I know that's such a touchy production to handle due to our loss of faith in Game of Thrones, but yeah, I feel like I'm going to need a sweet, lengthy recap heading into that. So
Yeah.
it can be bad to wait too long.
It's tricky because look how big Stranger Things was. And then a lot of people came back for the last couple seasons and stuff, but it just wasn't. And a lot of people really liked it, but it just wasn't the same sort of event. It just didn't have the same sort of cultural impact. They must have lost people.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the last season was really excellent, but you could feel audience wise that there wasn't the buzz and the momentum that they would have had if it was that quality content just coming to us so much sooner.
Yeah.
And it's,
ultimately, with the way, streaming services being the delivery method for many of these things, especially then, it really just does depend on, make it good. That's the important thing. Make it good, whatever the time gap is, because you'll theoretically always have new audiences, or at least people that have lock in on your service. And then they want to sit there eventually someday and binge watch a whole bunch of stuff. And so long as it's good, they didn't care the gap between when it came out. A lot of people aren't watching shows that way anyways. So yeah, just make it good for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think out of the two, that's the right approach. It is kind of a bummer when you feel like there was so much excitement and you could really talk to anybody about a show because you were all watching it. And then you lose some of that because people are like, I just can't wait that long. Like I'm kind of, I'm too far out of it. I'm not excited anymore. So
Yep. Absolutely.
But yeah.
Okay.
Theoretically won't happen to Superman. Because it's coming out in 2 years, and James Gunn already revealed that he's going to have Superman and Lex do a team up sort of thing. So
okay,
that's a very high level, plot note.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Fun, exciting news. So yeah, we have Superman in common. What else?
We do. I think that's our only thing in common right now. Though we are both definitely watching things that are kind of like leading up to the fall and Halloween season. I see you have Creature from the Black Lagoon, which
Yes.
nice. Didn't you already
Yes.
watch that?
Well, it was maybe 2 weeks ago now. There's an
Okay.
addition to that now. I forgot to put on this list,
Oh.
but yeah, in that vein, there's we watched Wolfman, the Wolfman. So the original Wolfman, 1941, I think.
Oh.
And
Okay. Because there are 3 movies with that title now, aren't there?
probably, I
Like
mean, I know the
that
one with
one,
Benicio del Toro
Benicio.
and
But there was like a
yeah.
new one that was released like last year, 2 years ago. Um,
That does sound familiar. Yes, I definitely didn't
right?
see that one,
I
but
didn't either, but it sounds so familiar because I thought at first it was going to be like a sequel to Benicio, and Anthony Hopkins, I think, was in that too.
yep.
Um,
Hmm. Yep.
yeah.
I'm kind of defender of
But yeah,
that
so you
movie. I know
watched
a lot of people didn't like it, but I did.
um yeah, I liked it on the whole. I think it had some pacing issues. Um and like a few maybe kind of, you know, plot holes as far as I'm sort of recollecting, but on the whole I thought it was pretty good. I definitely
Mhm.
believed Benicio's performance, as
Yeah.
he was trying to figure out who killed his brother and like what was the wolf doing there, and then realizing, whoops,
Yep. Yep.
me.
So the Wolfman, 1941 of the Universal classics, I think is probably my favorite now. We also watched it
Okay.
outside during a full moon, so that was fun.
Fun.
We
Nice. Did you
got
get
a
a projector and
projector, yeah, that
okay.
we were hoping to like use for the party. We'll see if that
Mhm.
happens or not, you know. But
Sure.
yeah, that was our test of it, and it was pretty cool. So definitely.
Yeah, you did it right for
Um,
sure.
yeah. I mean, I told you like we were trying to go through the Universal horror classics because we were
Yeah,
going to
I remember that.
Universal, and so yeah, we wanted
Yeah.
to make sure we're boned up on those.
Yes. Yeah, when we have time, I want to hear more about your Universal trip for sure.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you have that's in the fall Halloween spirit here?
Yes, yes, a Tim Burton special. The second season of Wednesday has officially returned. I watched the first half, which dropped right away at the end of August, and then just last week they dropped the second half, which I have not gotten to yet. But I'm halfway through the season, episodes 1 through 4. Um, it is definitely still got the Tim Burton magic. All of the cast is quite entertaining. They've done well to bring back some of Wednesday's family and feature the actual Addams family in a unique way this season. So that's been really fun. Um, and then they've got some great new kind of like celebrity-ish guest stars, or like additions to the cast. We have Steve Buscemi, who is the new principal, taking over for
Mm.
Gwendolyn Christie, who departed last season.
Oh,
They
interesting.
brought
Okay.
back Christina Ricci, and her character, and she has a spoilerific plot twist that I can't talk about. And then they've also got a new teacher in Billy Piper, who is
Oh,
teaching music class. So that's fun.
okay. That is fun.
So
There's a
yeah,
fun
so depending
array of people
de-
there.
right, depending on the context you know her, she is either, a fabulous companion from Doctor Who, or she is a British pop princess, which would make total sense that she is a music teacher in this.
Right.
So, yeah.
I
I
mean,
did have to
was she a
remind
pop
Chris of
princess?
she was. She
I
was.
okay.
I
All
like
right. I mean,
yeah, I looked it up. I remember this.
Okay, so it's like David Hasselhoff. He's a big,
Yes. Yes, it's
singer
very
in
location
his home
specific.
country. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. But I mean, for if you were like living there, you would totally recognize her songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made Chris listen to a few before he was like, please stop. Please don't. And it's not that she's not talented, but they're very like 90s specific and dated. You know,
Okay.
they are of an era. But yeah.
Is it a title under her or is it a band name? Like
Yeah, she's just Billie Piper.
just her. Okay. All right.
Yep, just her. Yep.
Cool.
She's very British Britney-ish esque, you know.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Maybe Ashley would like it.
She would,
Which
especially in like a nostalgia, you know, like a 90s playlist. If you were just like running through
uh-huh.
some of the classics of the time, she would fit right in.
Okay. Fun. Okay, well, it's good. Glad
Yeah.
you're still liking that. I wanted to buy Wednesday cereal. I was getting some
Oh
cereal, and they
yeah.
have a Wednesday big picture of her on the box, and it's like black and white
Yep.
sugar, and
Yes. Yeah, they leaned a little bit into the marketing this time around. There was like a Wednesday cereal, and like her roommate Enid, who's like very,
yes.
you know, pink princess. She had a cereal, and then they did like a Wendy's meal that was like the meal of misfortune. I
Oh,
remember seeing that everywhere,
okay.
and it was like black dark dipping sauce for chicken nuggets, and
Oh,
yeah, it was funny.
I would have tried that.
Yeah,
Not
I
gotten
mean, I
it.
saw it, just didn't get around to getting to Wendy's, but yeah. They were
Yeah.
definitely in the, product placement a little bit.
It's not your daily stop. Wednesday
Not my
or
daily
Wendy's for
stop.
lunch every day.
Wendy's day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they could have done some, like, clever pun between
Yeah.
Wendy's and Wednesday, but, yeah,
Mhm.
missed opportunity.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Very good.
So, yeah,
You-
so far, I highly recommend Wednesday. We'll see what I think in the, latter half of the season.
Cool. Nice. Well, anything else worth mentioning?
I have to hit the old classic Great British Baking Show. The first episode of the most recent season just dropped last Friday. They open with a wildly ridiculous riff on Jurassic Park / Jurassic World that I think would make you roll your eyes back into your head so far you may never see again, John. But also,
Okay.
I really think you should watch it.
Okay.
Just so I can see if my intuition is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they've now the kind of ridiculous low intentionally on purpose low quality stunt
Right.
openings to the episodes have now become a thing, and they are just taking it so far.
Okay.
They're just really running with everything that they could possibly think of. So yeah, this one was
Okay.
no exception, and we chuckled quite a bit at the opening. So
That reminds me of like someone, you know, sitting there feeling, I don't know, they're sort of reminiscing about like, oh, remember we used to have memes that were just horribly photoshopped and stuff like that. And now we're
yes,
not going to have any of that because you can just throw it into AI and
all too
pops you out
pretty.
something. And yeah, it's like the
Hmm.
charm of, sometimes that's what makes it funny is the
Yes,
nature of its
yes,
horrible
yeah.
doneness. So,
Yeah, they definitely lean hard into that, and it's successful, at least in this one. It it was ridiculous, but yeah, good fun, and obviously timely
nice.
considering Jurassic World's release. And then the other thing I watched quickly is I binged the entire season 1 of We Were Liars on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
Apparently, it's based off of a book, and which I did not know going into it. So I watched this unknowing of a giant twist that I think the show did really well to hide.
Okay.
An intrigue mystery kind of show. A girl wakes up on a beach alone, and has no memory of what happened to her, and so she's like piecing together the events of her summer to figure out why. And was she injured? Was she with people? Did someone try to hurt her? And she's part of like a wealthy, Kennedy-esque type family. So how could this happen? And yeah, like the show does well hiding the main twist of how exactly we got to this point. And the actors really commit to their roles, but it's definitely a show that tries really hard at a lot of things. And I
Okay.
think it would be better if everybody just like took a breath and didn't make everything super fraught with trying.
Okay.
So yeah, the essential plot line is good. Most of the acting is good, but there's just like a tension really of like everybody is really trying to like sell it all the time. And
Sure.
so you can't really relax into the story as a viewer, I think. So yeah, it's an interesting show. They seem to think that there'll be another one of this, which I wouldn't hate, but I wouldn't tell anybody like you must watch it. It is so good.
Okay.
It's solid if you wanted to put it on and you were intrigued.
Okay.
And no big
Sounds
names
good.
in it.
Interesting. Wonder how it compares to the book.
Yeah. I think people, from what I went and read online after I realized, it was a book and went looking for opinions on book versus movie. Like 90% of it is, pretty faithful to the essence of the storyline. I think people's complaints were two characters had kind of like switched personalities and they weren't sure whether they liked that, that they were kind of like the opposite in the book and then the show made them, opposite of each other. Most everyone also agreed that the twist was well done, but they saw it coming, so it was less shocking for them. Whereas for me, I was like, whoa. And then some thoughts about, like the casting and like the kind of intensity that didn't really let you rest. So yeah, I think overall it was positive direction.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's a good mix you have there. For me, other than the stuff we already
football.
mentioned, some of the... Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I did see the
obviously.
Vikings one, so that's all I heard.
Yes. Yeah, they performed a bit of a resurrection, a little bit of a miracle there, and kind of came back and took the Bears by surprise very late in the game. Chris was not having a whole lot of fun in the first 3 quarters.
Okay.
And then and then he started talking to me a whole bunch in the 4th quarter, and I was like, I see the Vikings have picked it up. Must be happy.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Bluey book I read the kids. It's about the kids not knowing whose side to be on, whose team to root for, because the parents are split on it. So
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Everett is currently employing the both and strategy.
Okay.
And Cora's too young. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see how it develops.
Yep. Nice. Well, I've been seeing how some different comic books have been developing here. Some new and some old. I've been dipping my finger into a little my toes. We'll go with that one. Into some new or some different Fantastic Four books. I started the Jonathan Hickman run, which has been interesting so far. I went to that just because he did he kind of refreshed X-Men a number of years ago in a couple stories that I really enjoyed, and so I'm giving him a shot. And then Batman started over. Batman #1 just came out, so there's just the one issue, and giving that a try. The art is by, I think it's Jorge Ramirez, I think is his name. excellent. He's
Mhm.
an excellent artist. Absolutely fantastic. So the art is good. Story, I don't know. They're trying to do sort of self-contained issues. So there'll be an overarching story, but they want to make sure you get something out of each issue. So it's
Mhm.
kind of the mystery or whatever is largely concluded in the first one. And the first one was like okay, like it was interesting enough. It's trying to set the tone, I guess.
Sure.
Um, I'll give it another few issues for sure. See how that goes. Um, New X-Men, which is ironically not the least new one I'm reading, is a revisit. I read a
Hmm.
lot of New X-Men when it launched this line of them back in the early 2000s, I suppose.
Mhm.
Grant Morrison is the writer, pretty prolific comic book writer, Grant Morrison. And I remember really enjoying it. Was a change in art style for me from what I was familiar with. The X-Men really was shifting around in art style a lot then. But there's something endearing about it. It's different. It has its own style. And I like the story thus far. The core team is brought down and shrunken a lot. It's not, you know, sometimes it really balloons and there's a million X-Men all
Mhm.
around and stuff like that. So we kind of start basic, and it's called E for Extinction. And yeah, I'm liking it a lot. So again, the
That's
way
a
I read
title.
comics back in the day, yeah, often I didn't get to read every issue. I did have runs where
Mhm.
I was subscribed, but other times I wasn't. So my collection of this is sort of incomplete. So I got it digitally. I'd like it in print, but that's not that's hard to. It's expensive, I'll say. So I'm reading it digitally, and then when I get through that, I have it's like volume 2 of this set in this weird sort of manga-ish size reprint.
Yeah. Interesting.
So also still by Grant Morrison, but
Okay.
the art is by Ethan Van Sciver, who does the Cyberfrog comics I talk about. And so
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see his his version of the art for X-Men. He's kind of known more for Green Lantern and then Cyberfrog. So um,
Sure.
having a really good time getting back into X-Men. And the last thing I'll mention is Prometheus. So with the horror stuff,
Yeah.
so we were watching Alien Earth. Watched the first couple episodes. Enjoyed that quite a bit. Been hearing people say that it's maybe dropped off. So I don't know. I'm a little
Mm.
worried about where it's going to go. I had expressed a couple concerns when we talked about it briefly before, but we
Right.
decided we were going to go back because there's not too many things in the Alien universe, movie wise and stuff, that are before Alien Earth. So we're going to watch
Mhm.
Prometheus and Alien Covenant at least before we continue on with Alien Earth. That's the plan. And, I remember
Okay.
enjoying Prometheus at the time. I enjoy it even more now. Um,
Oh,
Ash and I
good.
both kind of were like, why did people not you know why didn't they like this? And there's certain things I don't like about it, that something like
Mhm.
Alien Romulus, they get a feel of what I think is a more true sense of the alien world. But there's a lot of Giger stuff in this, and I think the acting is good. It's kind of all-star cast. I can see how crazy heavily the game Returnal drew inspiration from this movie and its style.
Mm. Sure.
And I like
Mhm.
the game Returnal. So
Mhm.
I don't know if someone was like, unless you really hated it, if you love the alien world and it's been a while, I would recommend giving Prometheus a second shot. It's not perfect, but it's got some of those cool, shocking alien moments, and then having like
Mhm.
come back at it again. This to me would be the thing I think this people will be a little iffy about is it's confusing. It's like, wait a minute. Alien was like, there's the xenomorph going after people in a space station, chest bursters. Okay, we get this idea. But then we go back to like, okay, we're talking about how humans were made, the origins of human life, and like the origins of xenomorphs and all this all like, and it's like, it's a lot. I still don't know if I fully understand it or not. So I can get that, but visually, it's great. And yeah, so I would give it another look.
Sure.
But,
just don't try to figure it out too hard.
Yeah. It's a one that you'll keep discovering more upon successive rewatches. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, it's been
Did
a while
you
since
have
I've been in the Alien universe, so I should give Prometheus a watch.
Yeah, it just start from the beginning, go through it. So
Yeah,
it's the perfect time of year to do so.
Yeah, I was actually just talking with a coworker. Yeah, I was talking with a coworker, about he was planning to rewatch several of his like kind of favorite seasonal horror franchises and things. Firstly, The Conjuring, because he's going to see, obviously the new one that's
Yes.
coming out or did come out. Sorry, did
It
come
is
out.
out.
I
Yep.
think maybe just last week.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So yeah, so he was watching that, and then I was like talking about one of my favorites, Insidious, and then I can't remember what creature feature he had mentioned, and then I was talking about Alien as one of the classics. So yeah, just feels like kind of that time where you want to hunker down and kind of watch, several of your favorites in there.
Yep. I just love, I'm not a big body horror person, but I love the when they can shock you and something like, whoa,
Yes.
that's nasty, or that's really cool, or whatever.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they have some good frightening moments in Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And I love that they add this little character thing for Michael Fassbender's character, where he's like obsessed with Peter O'Toole from Lawrence of Arabia. So he like styles himself after that, and like he's watching that, and it's just a little element of him, to add like a personality to. Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. No, that's a interesting quirk. But sometimes you got to make those choices. Give it a little like unique twist.
Yep. Okay, well, that's a little bit shorter episode for everybody here. Just a brief catch up on some of the things we've been watching as we head into the autumn season here. I certainly plan to have more comics in the list and more horror movies in the list. So next week we should be back with probably an anime episode. I think it's time for Lord of Mysteries to continue our discussion with that. So I have to catch up on that show. And then hopefully the week after that, we get into talking in-depth Superman. We can get that show coming together. I know we've got some other people that want to talk about it. If that doesn't come together and the movie's been too long, then, maybe it's time to get into some horror stuff. But yeah, that's sort of the rundown here. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, make sure you like, share, and subscribe in all the applicable places. We're on YouTube, X, and Twitch. That's where we stream live. Popcast on the Rock channel. Ohio Anime channel on YouTube is just for the anime content. And then you can find us on podcast directories at Popcast on the Rocks for all your podcast stuff. And Killing the Flower, thank you for our theme song. You can find their music on music streaming services like Apple and Spotify. And our good friend Mike, that's Track Mouse, he just put out a new video the other day too, so go ahead and check that out as well. That'll do it from us. Andrea, thanks for joining me as always, and we'll see you ready next time.
Of course. As always, cheers, everybody.